Bruyne.
Busy morning, guys. Very busy morning. Stephen here, back with a video. Still kind of sort of trying to swallow the Savinho news personally. But it looks like we are basically facing down more news. Jack Grealish is going to Everton. Mcatee could be going to Nottingham Forest. Savinho could be going to Spurs. A lot to take in. I'm not had a shower this morning, eating breakfast. I'm very tired, very hungry, very dishevelled. I've already done a video on Savinho this morning. I'm still frustrated by that personally. I still think it's the wrong idea to move on talented young players that could go on to be great young players for the sake of squad balance, essentially. But yeah, whatever. It's irrelevant, I guess, what I feel. I'll go over to the first news about Jack Grealish. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed the here we go, essentially. So here we go on Jack Grealish here. It says, Jack Grealish to Everton, here we go. Loan deal agreed with City and medical book later today. Grealish said yes to the Everton project. He's now set to complete his move in the next 24 hours. I saw some suggestions that the loan fees, they're going to actually pay quite a decent loan fee for him in terms of the wages. They're like over 250k over the 300,000, which is not bad at all. And the loan could cost around, let me find the other stuff, around 15 million or something like that potentially. Let me find it. One second. Grealish, I'm trying to find the tweet, but either way, Grealish going, look, Jack's a nice lad and all that, but I just don't really, I don't really care about this, and I mean this in the most gentle way possible, because I think Jack has sort of made his own bed, really. He's a really good player, but I think he'd be playing every week if he had the right, I guess, the right attitude, I guess. Attitude is maybe the right word. Focus, maybe. I don't know. I can't say I care too much about Grealish going. I think he's sort of, the last 2 years, he's switched off after the treble and he's struggled to find his focus. And not everyone can be, Rodri or whatever, that level of focus, I agree. But look, Jack Grealish, he's made poor calls, I think. And it is what it is. Yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be fine. He'll move on. He'll probably enjoy himself at Everton. Hopefully he does. I hope it goes well there for him. But yeah, like, it's another player that, you'd think, I would have hoped at this point in Jack Grealish's career, at 29, turning 30 next month, he would have been established as one of the leaders. Those senior players that is locked in, that we get another 2 years out of, and he ends up teaching the young lads how to do it. But it turns out it's ended quite sourly in the end. Well, it ended politely, I'm sure, but sour. A damp squib of an ending. It was just sort of, petered out into nothing. And Jack Grealish going to Everton. Yeah, I'm sure he'll enjoy his time at Everton. The Premier League has changed an awful lot when he was at Villa already. Let's see if he can find his joy again there. Yeah, I'm sure he'll get the ball an awful lot, and I'm sure he'll enjoy himself. But people know how to approach Jack Grealish these days, and I don't think that same lad that had all that energy, vibrancy 5 years ago is still there. Maybe it is, but I don't think Guardiola did anything wrong with Jack Grealish. I don't think he coached anything out of him. I think it's just one of those things that he couldn't quite deal with the demands of elite football year in, year out. You have to have a certain mentality to keep going, and it's very hard to keep that up, I guess. Look, he's a nice lad by all accounts, but I think his professionalism isn't really there. Look, he's 30 next month. He's a dad now as well, and he has to really sit down and focus. On his own life, ultimately. Good luck to him. 17 goals in 5 years, best part of 5 years. Not quite 5 years. How many years was it? What season did he join? What year did Jack Grealish join? 2021, wasn't it? It was the year I got married. So 17 goals in 4 years. There we go. Look, ultimately Jack Grealish has made his own bed there. So yeah, good luck on the lad. I like him as a person. I think he seems like a really nice, friendly lad. But he's not really been good enough for a couple of years now. And I don't really blame Guardiola for any of it. It's one of those things where, yeah, you have to be, essentially, as AJ said, you have to be ruthless to survive and strive at the top level for years. And I agree with that. I'm quite in a bit of a grump about the Savinho news. Because I actually do want players for the here and now and so on. I also want the players who are really talented who can get better and better. And I think Savinho is very much in that category for me. I've never been against Rodrigo coming in, if that's who we go for. I think he's a cracking player, and I would take it in a heartbeat because I think he's a really good player. But it doesn't mean I want Savinho gone. And it's not harsh to Grealish's scoring record, chaotic, mainly because it's very relevant. Everyone's talked about Savinho's scoring record to date as a reason to get rid of him. And I've seen so many people saying, well, Savinho doesn't score enough goals. Like, Jack Grealish scored, he was very good in the treble season for 6 months. I wouldn't say he was phenomenal at any point, but I think he had a good 6 months, and that was it in 4 years, which is just not really good enough, to be honest. And yeah, ultimately we're gonna get rid of Savinho for his goal scoring record. Apparently, he didn't score enough. Then we got to be fair and talk about Savinho, the Greg Grealish's too, because everyone gets a document Savinho for their output. And what's the difference for Jack Grealish? You'd argue, very similar situations. Mcatee thing is, I don't really like the Mcatee thing. It seems like it's an absolute bargain, I think, what I can tell. Let me find the Mcatee details. No, it's happening. I see adults say it as well, chaotic, for what it's worth, mate. I've been arguing with adults over it as well, so yeah, anyway. Fabrizio Romano talking about Mcatee going to Nottingham Forest. Apparently we wanted 40 million at one point. Agreements in the final stages for a fee in excess of £20 million. That's not much, is it, really? It might be pushing 30 in the end, but it's not a lot of money at all. Only a year left on his contract, but two homegrown players going essentially more or less on the same day. Grealish and Mcatee. Yeah. As Shay, but I really rate James Mcatee as well. Good luck to him. I think it's a really cheap fee when you look at the quality of players that go these days. We rejected 25 million. We did. We're getting very little. I'm feeling it's one of those days where I'm not really in the. I don't think I'm in the mood for this nonsense today, the transfer nonsense. It's annoying me a little bit. I'm tired today. So I think, watching players that I quite like, maybe Mcatee isn't quite good enough for City right this second. I think that's probably true. I think James Mcatee could be good enough eventually. I don't think Savinho and Mcatee are the same. I think Savinho is much further ahead than Mcatee in terms of development. I think Mcatee probably does need 3 or 4 years playing at the top level to be at City level. I think by the time Mcatee is 26, 27, we'll be talking about him as an England regular, and he'll be a cracking player if things go well. It could not go that well, but I think he's ultimately got talent. But I think I don't think he's an assertive player, Mcatee. I think he needs to really stamp home his authority on a side and feel like he belongs. But I think he was starting to show some encouraging signs last season. But I don't know. It's a shame, but quite a quality player, a top lad. James knows how much I rate him. I think he's brilliant. I think he does need to get first team football now. He's older than Savinho, exactly. No, he is older than Savinho. But the Savinho comparison was not a negative one. I meant Savinho as in he's much further along than Mcatee, and yeah, he's younger, as you said. Yeah, not quite the rebuild. I mean, we have signed some good players. Obviously. So we've signed, Reinders, Shirky, Nori, Trafford. They're all for the first team, so they're good players. It would feel like a rebuild if other players went, wouldn't it? As it is. I think if Kanji and Gundogan had left, it'd feel more like a real, rebuild or whatever. And we've signed some good players. It's just, I think the fear is that it won't feel like a rebuild if those players are here and still playing, and so on. And it doesn't feel good when these people like Savinho are going, and Echeverri and Vitor Reis and Nipan, like the players that we've signed are going within the past, year or so. So I don't know, man. A bit frustrated. It's a bit of a rough day on the transfer front. Look, the thing is as well, I'm a big Oscar Bob advocate. I'm a Bob fanboy. I think he's a cracking player. The thing is, there's no proof that Oscar Bob is going to be the answer over 12 months. And I know you have to take a leap of faith at some point, but he's recovering from injuries. And we don't know what he's going to be like yet. I think he could be a cracking player, but there's no guarantee that Oscar Bob is going to be ready and good enough for the level that we need, all season. And ultimately, Savinho, I think I really wanted to see Savinho in a good City side, because he's been in a shit City side, a really chaotic City side, and it's one of those things where, I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, it's Xavi Simons. People talking about Xavi Simons. Where? Wow. There we go. I feel like I just need to do a video about this. I might end this video and go live about this, guys, because that's a big video. Sasha's pretty connected as well. Yeah, I'm going to end this video and do a video about that, because it's... I'll be back in 2 minutes. That's mad. I'll go live. I mean, there's a video here about Grealish and Savinho I've talked about a lot, but I'll go live again because Sasha's reliable. See you in a minute.